lifestyle pickup truck market in India is quite small, and a lot of offerings that were there in India, they didn't survive for long. But one that has stood around for quite a bit is the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross. Launched nearly a decade ago, this thing has stood actually the test of time, and we have had it for around few weeks, and we have driven it extensively to tell you what are the pros and cons of this vehicle. So stick around, and if you haven't already, subscribe to Car and Bike and press that little bell icon before we proceed. Let's get the limitations of this truck out of the way and then focus on its good qualities. Now the first con that we're going to talk about is about this cargo bed. It's very spacious, it's got a lot of space to hold all your stuff in, but the payload capacity is rated at 215 kgs, which in isolation is very nice. You can hold a lot of stuff, but when compared to the Toyota Hilux, that vehicle gets 470 kilograms of payload capacity. That's more than double of this truck. The interior layout is quite outdated, and the plastic quality is not the best out there either. So when you're paying for a car that's gonna cost around 34 lakh rupees on road, you are expecting a better quality. The feature set is also as old as the truck is, so you get the same features that you got 8 years ago. The touchscreen here is quite outdated. You don't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto in this. You get a CD player though, so you can relive all those old school memories with this. And you have a USB and aux port here, and the AC controls are buttons, so that's also nice to use when you are driving. And there's a rotary dial with a satisfying click when you turn the knob. But the one feature whose absence really pinches is cruise control, and that's also missing in this vehicle, and especially when you're going out on long distance journeys. Another feature that's missing is telescopic steering adjustment. Some features like anti-pinch auto down windows, leather seats, side and curtain airbags, traction control and hill descent control are limited to the top automatic variant. Now another con for this vehicle is the rear seating. You can see the aperture is not so wide, and the seniors in your family might find it difficult to enter this cabin. Now you get a side stepping board to enter the cabin, but it also ruins the ground clearance a little bit. Now when we enter the cabin, the seats, they are quite low, and you don't get a lot of under thigh support, and even the backrest angle, it's slightly nice, but it could have had a better recline angle. But this is the case with almost all the pickup trucks. Even the Hilux has quite an upright rear seating position. Apart from that, the storage spaces could have been better utilized, such as this magazine holder. If it was starting from here, it could have held a lot more stuff than this one. Now this rear seat might not be perfect, but it has its fair share of qualities. This rear seat back, it's quite sculpted, and it might do well on long journeys to keep you comfortable. Apart from that, you get the foldable armrest, and these seats, they also have ISOFIX mounts to fix child seats. And apart from that, the door pockets are of decent size. You can fit in 1 liter bottles quite comfortably, and you obviously saw these spaces, magazine holders at the back of the seat. Then there are 2 cup holders here. There's a type A socket here. And a fun fact that this car has 6 cup holders in total, 2 in front of the AC vents on the front and 2 in the central compartment apart from these 2. This car has a lot of space for holding your big and small items. You get the cargo bed for your big items. You get a lot of space for your small items in this cabin. First of all, we'll start with this sunglass holder that's here. Then you get 2 glove boxes here, one on the above and another at the bottom, and there's a 12-volt socket. Apart from that, you get 2 cup holders in front of the AC vents, and then you get the cup holders here. There's storage space underneath your armrest. The door pockets have decent sized bottle holders. Then there's another space here near my knee, and there's another space not very ergonomically sorted, but it's here, and you can put a small phone here. Now the good thing about this truck is its pricing. Of course, it's not affordable by any means, but when compared to the Toyota Hilux, it's around 8 to 10 lakh rupees more affordable than that pickup truck. Now think about all the modifications you can do in that 8 to 10 lakh rupees that you save. The pricing ranges between 22 and 27 lakh rupees. Now obviously the good thing about having a pickup truck is that you have the space to carry a lot of stuff. It's like a woman's bag. You can carry almost everything and then some in this cargo bed. The payload capacity is 215 kgs. You can take motorcycles, you can go on overlanding expeditions, set up camping equipment here, and you can have a lot of fun in the outdoors with this pickup truck. Now the steering wheel, the gearbox and the clutch, all of these are on the heavier side, and that's usually the case with these big pickup trucks unless they are luxury pickup trucks. So this one will require some effort from your side. In fact, I have driven it in stop-go traffic and the clutch is so heavy that my knee might have just developed a small dent from all that usage. Its massive size gives it a good road presence, but it can also come up as a con when you're driving it in the city, or you are trying to park it, or you are trying to take a U-turn, because you might have to take an extra long cut so you don't end up taking a 3-point U-turn and stopping all that ongoing traffic. But thankfully people won't honk a lot at you because they know this thing is big and it will take effort to make it turn. Now it is a big pickup truck, but you will be amazed at how well it corners when you are not carrying any stuff in that cargo bed. It corners at amazing speeds. You will be quite impressed with the way it holds its line on corners, and that will help you when you are going on those long expeditions to Himalayas. Now when you're driving something so huge, you can expect good road presence from it, and for the most part this thing will get its way on the road and you can bully some people with this vehicle's sheer dimensions. But I have noticed that not a lot of people yield to it the way they will yield to maybe a Fortuner that's just overtaking me right now, or maybe a Scorpio N or a Scorpio Classic. Now the 1.9 liter engine in this car might seem a little small for something that's so big, but it helps when it comes to fuel efficiency. And if you're driving it under lower load conditions, like on a highway when you're cruising, you can expect good numbers. I've driven it in a mix of city and highways, and the average fuel economy that the Odo is showing right now is around 13.8 kilometers per liter. But that's also dependent on the way you drive. I drive with a light foot, but even then you can expect around 10 to 11 kilometers per liter of fuel efficiency from this engine, which is quite nice for something that's so big. And needless to say, you get a 4x4 shift on fly system, so you get proper off-roading ability, and it can decimate almost everything on the road. I mean, when it comes to bad roads or maybe off-roading obstacles. And there's also the fact that the ride quality on this vehicle is much better than the Toyota Hilux. So these were the pros and cons of the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross. Would you consider living with this elephant? Tell us in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching.